Hey, welcome to the Mindset Minute. I am Robin Weisner. And how was your Thanksgiving week? I'm wondering if you celebrated Thanksgiving. How was it? If you listened to my most recent podcast that went out last week, I shared on there a real brief Thanksgiving message, but I shared how we were doing Thanksgiving totally different this year. And it was so refreshing. I really, really enjoyed it. And if you haven't heard the episode, go ahead and go back. It's a real short one. But I'm just wondering how you're feeling today after celebrating this holiday, which is generally surrounded by food, lots of food, our favorites, our comfort foods, things that we don't usually eat year round. And in my experience with helping women with self care, and in the beginning, I was really helping women with weight loss. I know that the holidays can become, as far as food goes, a sense of pain. For a lot of you, you might have felt like you needed to deprive yourself before you went into the holiday, or maybe you feel like you need to deprive yourself now because you ate more than you normally would, or you ate things that you normally would have. And I just want to share with you, with the biggest hug and the biggest love to you, is that depriving yourself is not self care. Depriving yourself is a surefire way to a downward spiral of shame and guilt, and ultimately eating out of control again. So I want to just encourage you to let that go. Holidays like this, whatever it is, a birthday, an anniversary, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is, it's just food. It's just one day, and you can afford to enjoy those foods without guilt and go right back to your daily living after. Sometimes that's not so easy to do. Now, I want to share a story for me, personally, about me. If you've been listening to my podcast, and I've shared a little bit on here, I've been on my own health journey to heal my gut. I have some gut issues, and I'm working with a functional practitioner to do that. I'm not doing a diet. Side note, this is the prime time of the year for diet culture to start telling you that you need to work off your Thanksgiving, that you need to lose weight, that you need to go on a diet. And if you're here in my group, I will never support you to do that. I am so anti diet. You should know that about me. Diets don't work. Depriving yourself is a surefire way to gaining that weight back. In fact, diets you have like a 97% failure rate for any extended amount of time. So do not listen to diet culture about dieting right now. Please don't throw your money away on that. What you need to do is tune into your body, which is what I want to talk about today. Tune into your body and listen to hear what is it that you need right now, because I know that when something doesn't feel right. I know that maybe it's not completely at the front of your mind yet, but if you were to take a little bit of time and journal how you feel after eating foods, how you feel physically and emotionally, you will find clues to what is making you feel crappy, right? So, like I said, I've been on this journey. I've been feeling crappy, had a lot of digestive issues, and had some tests done by a functional practitioner. It's no shooting in the dark or guessing or trying some diet because it worked for someone else with gut issues. Working with him, I found out exactly what I needed. And so I've been doing that work, and I have changed my eating habits to foods that make me feel good and cutting out the ones that make me feel bad, which is different than depriving, right? It's a choice. I know the foods that literally make me feel yuck, and so I choose not to eat them. But over Thanksgiving, I had a little bit of those things because I wanted to, because it was a holiday. Didn't have any guilt or shame, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But now, a few days later, don't feel that great. Don't feel like I'm at my peak performance. And so now I need to tune into myself just like you do and think about, like, what is it that makes me feel good? Actually, you might know that the foods that you ate that you don't normally eat, now you don't feel good. So maybe those are things that you need to cut back on, right? For health reasons, not for weight reasons. But also, what makes you feel good? So there's a few things to think about, a few tools or resources that I can recommend if you're feeling like bloated and just like lethargic, and maybe you've got some digestive issues going on. This is where self-care comes into play. This is where you need to listen to your body and tune in. You know yourself better than anyone else. So one of those things is, look at any kind of inflammatory foods that you may have eaten and cut them out for a few days, right? That's things like sugar. I noticed after being off sugar for just a short period of time, the sugar I had over this weekend, my joints started hurting again. I know that's what it was. The sugar made my joints start hurting. Might not be the same for you, but think about what was different and how you feel now. So, cutting back on things like sugar, fried foods, refined oils. It might be grains and gluten. You never know. I know I have an issue with those things. Cut back on those things and stick to whole foods, nutritious, healthy meats and vegetables and fruits, and getting just a whole food diet for a few days. Or if you choose, you can maybe give yourself a break for a day or so and have some delicious bone broth. I made some delicious bone broth from the turkey carcass, and it is amazing, so good. And when you do this, you can drink as much broth as you want, but it really is proven to heal your gut, and it can give your system a break for a little while to just let any inflammation in your system subside. Another is to hydrate, especially here in the US as it's getting colder. The air is drier, our fingertips are dry, nasal passages are dry. We really need to focus on hydrating, especially because you might not be as thirsty because it's not hot, right? So focus on your water, getting good amounts of water in, at least 35 ounces a day, at least. But some people say half your weight in ounces is a good amount. Just get plenty of water in, and then sleep. I don't know about you, but with here on the East Coast, with the time change, the clock change, I feel like this year is harder than ever to stay awake past dark. I'm just really tired. I'm a lot more tired, and so I'm allowing myself to just go to bed. If I'm tired, I need to sleep. I don't need to have coffee. I don't need to, do things to stay up and continue grinding away. My body is telling me I need sleep. So if your body is telling you that, then give it that. Give yourself that sleep. Give yourself that rest. Another is to get out into the sunlight. Even if it's a cloudy day, getting out in the morning, like before 9 a.m., and just letting the sun shine on your face, it helps your circadian rhythm. It helps with just your whole body cycle. It helps you to feel more rested and energized. So get out, get some fresh air, take a walk, get some exercise. This is not the time to be being a cardio maniac. Intense cardio actually has an adverse effect on you if that's all that you're doing. Cardio is good, and if intense cardio suits you, that's great. But you need to break it up a little bit. Weight training, strength training, and simple things like stretching and walking and swimming and all of those things. Give yourself some exercise, boost your endorphins, and start feeling better. Drinking that water, getting your rest, cutting out inflammatory foods. And then finally, that's really it for getting back on track, right? But then finally, I want you to think about now, as we're about to enter the last month of 2021, how do you want to spend this time? Because for a lot of us, we have another holiday coming up, same challenges you just faced in November. How do you want to handle those meals? How do you want to handle any of those gatherings or parties? How do you want to feel? If you're feeling great right now, do you want to undo it all by just be like, oh, whatever, I had pie, now I might as well just eat it all and just let the whole month be a wash? If you do, then be okay with it, right? There's no right or wrong. This is your life and your body. If that's what you want to do and say, I don't want to be on any kind of plan this month, do it wholeheartedly without shame or guilt. If you want to feel good and you want to continue on whatever pattern you're on or improve, then think about in advance how you'll handle those situations. That's not by depriving yourself before or afterward, okay? That's just by having a little bit of everything, paying attention to your hunger and fullness cues, noticing when you're feeling full and satisfied by taking your time as you're eating, being mindful, not just like, oh my gosh, I haven't had this in a year, scarfing it in. Enjoy it, taste it, savor it. Enjoy the people that you're with, enjoy the conversation, and pay attention to when you're full. When you're full, you're done. That's all there is to it. You can make turkey or whatever it is you like. You can make it another day this year, right? So just being mindful and then thinking about how you want to spend this last month of the year. I know I'm looking forward to it. It has been a tough year, and I think it's been a tough year for a lot of us. A lot of milestones coming up this month, and I'm looking forward to moving through it and managing my stress well by doing all those things I shared with you. Hydrating, eliminating inflammatory foods, getting my sleep, getting plenty of sunshine and exercise, and managing my stress through prayer, journaling, meditation, whatever it is that works for you. If you're interested in learning about intuitive eating, there are two ladies I can recommend to you. Jenna Talita, she is here in this group. I will tag her, and Sabrina Manya. I'm not sure if she's in this group, but I also just recently did podcast interviews with both of them. So I encourage you, if you want to learn more about this, reach out to them, or you can pick up this book, Intuitive Eating. There we go. Intuitive Eating by Evelyn Tribole and Elise Resch. Great book. I know some of my friends have picked it up and read it. It's very eye-opening. I hope that you will choose to listen to your body and trust yourself and not invest in another silly diet this time of year. Okay? Don't let it get to you. Don't let the shame and guilt get to you. You are amazing, and you are entitled to eat and enjoy food and be healthy. So if there's anything I can do to help you, please feel free to reach out. I am offering free 30-minute consultations through the end of the year. So I'll put the link below if you want to grab a spot. I'd love to just no strings attached chat with you and hear about your goals for the end of this year or for next year. And if you want me to be a sounding board or whatever, I'm here to help, and be sure to reach out. All right, that's it for today's Mindset Minute. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Peace out.